Hey guys, what's up? This is GaLm, and welcome to Satisfactory 1.1 on the PC. This is a game about making a factory on an alien planet in space, either by yourself or with a bunch of other friends. This game does have online co-op, but we'll be doing this solo, which is okay. That's what I've done before. There's also a game that I have been a little bit addicted to over the course of this year. I played it during my move earlier this year. There was a period of like 3 to 4 months where I was just kind of stuck in hotel rooms with my mother, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna try out some of the games that I've been putting off. And Satisfactory blew everything out of the water. I love this game, and I have occasionally revisited it like once or twice a month and just reignite the addiction. And so this time around, I figure, hey, let me do a let's play because I feel it. I feel the addiction coming back up. I feel the craving, and so we're gonna go ahead and try to get this started. Now, this will be starting from scratch, a new game, technically a new world. This isn't like a procedural generated kind of game where like the world is different every time, everything spawns in a different place. But I don't have like a perfect photographic memory or anything, and I haven't explored like easily 70% of the map, so it might as well be a new world for me to check out in some places. So let's go ahead and get this started. So I'm going to be going into the third starting area. I originally played on, the first one, the ideal for first-time pioneers. It was a good time. I loved that area, and it's very pretty. And then I do have another save where I just went straight from, area 1 for first-time pioneers, and then I went to the Dune Desert. And that one's going all right. It really isn't that hard in terms of, like, difficulty to get stuff done. It's just kind of a big, barren as fuck land. So in order to keep things visually interesting but also still have a little bit of challenge in comparison to just the starting tutorial location, we'll go for number 3. Looks like a pretty little forest. I'll have to deal with the challenges of, I guess, having a bunch of trees and other things blocking. I won't be able to just build willy-nilly, and then we'll expand out from there. So let's go ahead, choose that. Efficiency not guaranteed. And we'll go ahead and get this started. No other changes, no mods, nothing.
Separation from main transport complete. Group 8 delivered to Calistian region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion.
Every pioneer? But it's only me.
Attention pioneer, I am Ada, your personal instance of the artificial directory and assistant.
Hi, Ada.
Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. A Fixit pioneer has 3 core assignments. Construct. All pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building. Automate. Every pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure.
I'll do my best. I love automation.
Exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use or further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you.
What?
Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems. Initiating planetfall.
Hey, your video got messed up. I think there's a virus. A virus at the computer.
2, 1. Beginning arrow assist. Drag within acceptable parameters.
Why can't we annihilate
Descent phase begun.
the entire fire? Where's our high tech?
Deploying
Teleport the fire somewhere else.
Deploying backup parachute.
What?
Skipping parachute.
No, wait, hold up. I need the parachute.
Activating retro propulsion.
That's okay. We were still burning. I feel like the parachute would have been destroyed there. Maybe that's what happened.
Touchdown. Planetfall complete.
Yay!
Drop pod integrity nominal.
I've survived.
Situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable.
Hey, I'll always accept just being acceptable. Oh, there's a little smiley face on the button at the bottom.
Congratulations. You are the third in your region to survive planetfall. Welcome to Massage.
That's a pretty, hey, top 3
in the binary system of Akicha. Loading objective-based introduction. Begin onboarding.
You almost got crushed, little guy.
First contact safety tool supplied due to presence of alien megafauna. Adhere to Fix-It procedure and equip the Fix-It Inc. Xeno Zapper before leaving the drop zone.
Wow, this place is so pretty. All right, let's get things equipped. Now, obviously, I've gone through the tutorial 3 times at this point, so any reaction I have, we're doing a little bit of roleplay as if I'm here kind of for the first time, but we know we're not really. Let's go ahead and equip my Fix-It Zapper.
Next objective, dismantle the drop pod. Fix-It Incorporated as cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste. The drop pod will be recycled to construct the first stage of the habitat and utility base, often referred to as the hub.
Alright, let's get this. Easy materials.
Next objective, use the resource scanner to find and collect additional iron to be able to build the hub. If you cannot find iron, be assured scans of the planet have revealed sufficient iron sources.
Alright, let's see what we got. I don't know if I'll build at the first vein I come up upon. It'll depend. Oh my god, 400 meters? Jesus! I wasn't put in a good location at all! Where the hell am I? I'm gonna die on the way to the actual closest iron vein. Hopefully it's a good one too. When I started in the desert region, the first iron vein that I was next to were non-normal ones, or rather impure veins. Oh, well. Getting some copper probably wouldn't be bad. Next time I see a vein, I'll go for it. Or it's gonna be a little bit before I can really use them. Yeah, right now we're just gonna go ahead and grab a bunch of leaves. I don't have like a plan. Everything's gonna be super improv. Now where was that crash site we just saw, and can I access it currently? I'm also just trying to orient myself where this vein is. It's over that way. What do we got? Ooh. Hey, back it off! Back it off!
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for future analysis, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Hey, maybe they just weren't efficient freighters, and that's why they crashed. Ouch.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Preserve the remains for later study.
Okay, this had a lot of good stuff. One supercomputer? That's random as hell. I'm not going to be able to use that forever. It's going to be a long time before that's actually useful. I might sell it when the economy opens up at some point. Alright, 100 meters. We got 3 veins over here. 4, actually. Holy hell. Ah! Back it! Back it off, foul beast! That's a bad alien pig. Alright, what do we got? Ooh, holy moly! Alright, 1 pure. 2 pure? 3? I'm never running out of iron. Holy heck. That's kind of bonkers. 4 pure? I literally won't have the infrastructure to support this forever, but I will accept this. All right, I guess first I'm gonna clear out, nope, never mind. First I'm gonna fill up on my inventory because we are so early on in this. Okay. Well, I found the iron.
Next objective. Use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future progress, so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources. Fix it does not pay by the kilometer.
I don't think we get paid at all. It'd be nice if we did. But alright, let's get our herb up. Where am I gonna put this? And also, how scary high are we? Hey, another hard drive. I guess I'll put it over here for now. Like so. At worst, I can always move it later on.
Hub foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful Fix-It pioneer, but essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations. Next objective. Complete Hub Upgrade 1.
Alright, let's see what we got available. Upgrade 1 is 10 iron rods, I think. I picked those up off the ground. Easy.
Hub Upgrade 1, Storage and Frame, completed. Equipment like the portable miner can now be made in the workshop. Congratulations on completing your first milestone, the first of many providing access to new recipes and technologies for the Fix-It mission. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 2.
Alright. The equipment workshop is used to craft equipment like the portable miner. Use scroll up, down, and to swap between hand equipment. Oh yeah. It is a little bit awkward. You can't use like 1, 2, or 3 to like swap between stuff in your hand slot. Because you use the number keys to instead use stuff on like a shortcut. So like if I wanted to make like a bunch of crafting benches and equipment workshops, I could be like this, which is sufficient enough, though not our primary thing. What do I need for Hub Upgrade 2? Iron rods and iron plates. Well, the way that you're intended to start this off is using this crafting bench to make the individual parts. But since we got really lucky with that random hard drive, we kind of already have these beginner things already.
Hub Upgrade 2, Power and Shell, completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled. Fun fact, most of the native flora and fauna is compatible with Fix-It technology. Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus. Next objective, complete Hub Upgrade 3.
I'm getting rid of the leaves in the area. I'm clearing up our little space here. Can I... Oh, wait. Crap. I'm trying to get this last bush, but it's overlapping with this iron vein that's so random. Alright, fine. Oh. Flying manta ray. Thankfully, that's a peaceful creature. Same with that giant thing. I think one of the nicknames is the Bean. Alright, we've got a couple of structures that we have been given. Oh, I should have grabbed that copper. I need wires. Oh, shit. All right, but I can always just scan for copper ore. Maybe we're really close. Oh, look at that. I physically saw it first. It's over there. What a starting location. Holy heck. Maybe. Oh, it's also pure. Yo. Yo. I don't know how the starting areas work in terms of like if they're a little bit randomized within a zone and then you just kind of have to figure out where you're going from there. But this is a very generous set of resources. Almost too generous. Like, like you said, we don't have the infrastructure to burn through all the pure. So the way it works is you have 3 different levels of ores on the veins. You have impure, normal, and pure. And so impure, not so great. You maybe get like 30 per minute. And then the next level you'll go up to 60, and then the next one above that is like 120. And then like as you go, you can increase these numbers pretty dramatically. So having pure right off the bat just means we're having a ton of resources pretty quickly. But okay, let's let's get some wires going. I don't know how many I'm gonna need for all that. Yeah, okay, all right, that goes by pretty quickly. For anyone who is a Satisfactory Super Pro, you'll have to excuse me. I have not absolutely burned everything into my mind's eye for how much things cost or the patterns to go. I am a super improver. I figure out what I need when we need it. And in this case, obviously, we need some wires. Technically, I could just do the hub upgrade. At least to get that out of the way. Worry about setting up the smelters and the biomass burner soon. But having access to some of the other buildings would be nice.
3, interior furnishing completed. The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid. When you make the inevitable mistake, Fix-It's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction, in line with our zero-waste policy. We understand that Fix-It pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 4.
You've got it, Ada, but first, I'm customizing ourselves. I'm going for rainbow head, rainbow build gun, and llama, I guess. Secondary color. Oh, and overalls color. Maybe we'll just go with black overalls, and the secondary color can be like a light brown, kind of tannish. Does it affect my? Okay, it's just this part right here. That's okay. Can we swap my cameras around at all? No, that's fine. Okay, I'm also gonna save this as character green or green. We'll just say green one, actually. My goal is to, when we get the option to customize the colors of my base, maybe swap from orange, because I've made a lot of bases just using the default colors, and it would be nice to swap it up. But okay. Do I have access to a couple of things? Let's go ahead and make myself this equipment workshop. I need portable miners. Now, one thing that took me a while to figure out the first time I played the game was if you tap spacebar in this menu, it just keeps going. And you can like literally walk away from the computer and have it keep going or take your hand off of it. But for like a good 6+ hours, I was just crafting everything by like going up to here and holding left click on this. And then afterwards, I was holding space. And one time I very accidentally like clicked space without continuing. And when it kept going, I was like, oh shit. It was a very interesting experience. But okay. So we just crafted some portable miners. The normal way we were supposed to go about that as a beginner was supposed to just be like mining a bunch of stuff by hand and, you know, proceeding on from there. But we have our portable miners, which can't be like automated, but they are automatic. So we will just go ahead, and that means that like these will mine all the way up until they hit their max cap of 100, which, Jesus, because that's a pure vein, they go super fast, I guess. And then I can just grab a bunch of that stuff immediately. Let's go ahead and we'll leave 3 on each of the veins I care about. Where is the limestone? Okay. On the high ground over there. Do I have access to any? No, not yet. I do not have access to like making ramps / staircases, but maybe I don't need that. Maybe this is like the absolute super perfect starting zone. Ooh. Will this also be pure? Holy moly. Oh my god. I accept. Yeah. Let's get married. Area. This is nuts. Okay. That should do it right. Hold on, let's see. Concrete is 3 limestone per 1. So for 10, we can just do this. Excuse you, I said 10 on the to-do list. Okay, yeah, we're good. Thank you, to-do list. Oh, wonderful creation. Go ahead and grab some more just in case. Concrete can go up to like 500 in a stack, but limestone, not so great. I need to be careful. Although we do have the hub up, so if I die, say by falling down to my doom, we'll spawn back here at the very least. I do have keep inventory on. It's one of the things that like we have different from normal. By default, it is a drop inventory on death system, but I hate those, so I just do the keep inventory and do my best to try not to die super hardcore. All right, let's make some concrete. The tutorial is trying to also introduce us to like doing some of these other things, which we'll get to, making the production buildings like the smelter, the mining outpost, power poles, and all of that. But we do very awkwardly start off with some stuff not being available. Well, a lot of things not being available as we do stuff. So like, for example, we can make the smelter, we can make the constructor, but we don't have the mining thing just yet. And for me, my brain always kind of like defaults to like, I start with the mined resources first and then go from there. So the beginning of the game is always a little awkward for me. But okay, for now, hold on, let me double check things. I can throw just leaves into here, though it is not the most efficient way to use our leaves. You technically can craft them into more efficient things, but we don't have the resources for that at the moment. So we will have to make do with what we've got. Do I have enough for... Nope, I do not have enough for 20 cables, but I can I can change that. I might make some sloppy beginning structures just to kind of help us on some of these things. Sloppy. All right. Okay. Hold on. I also need certain other things. I need to get some pipes, some wires. Holy moly. But I figure while they're trying to introduce us to like the biomass burner and all of that, now's a good time to try to use them. Okay. Excuse me, I think I goofed. Yep, I put the wire away by accident. Oh, the constructor requires reinforced plates. We have those, thankfully. Alright. These are not the permanent locations of these smelters. But in the meanwhile, this is what I must do. Alright, copper and iron. Well, at least get full stacks of those burning one at a time if possible. We also will need my power pole connected to the biomass burner. Let's grab some of the iron ore, which was my closest ones are over here. Fill the stack. There you go. Okay. A slight degree, a little smidge of taste of what's to come. How much can I make for this? I would need more cables. And well, guess what? I'll just make cables out of this. Oh no, I need to make wires out of copper ingots. Oopsies. That's okay. That's okay. I'll make the cables after it. In the meanwhile, I'll, I guess, behave. Well, I need to do a little bit of crafting ourselves. Let me throw some of this stuff away. Don't need the copper sheets for a while, really. I'll hit the sort button here too. Yeah, I need as many cables as possible. Let me actually read this out. Production builds like the constructor only function when connected to a power source with a power line. Power poles can be used to connect multiple buildings to the same power grid. And then it tells us about like using recipes and stuff, which, you know, we can do. Okay, won't keep on crafting. But yeah, hitting O, I can look at a lot of the individual parts and the things they use. This is a slightly adjusted list. By default, I think it's like this. But it's just so much more useful for me to like get the information at a glance, so I have the option for them to start off expanded instead. And you do have a fun little feature. You can use this quick search bar as an area where you can chunk in some math, because this game occasionally requires some math. Sometimes an intense amount, but you know, there's a lot of stuff I brute force that we're not going to be as worried about. I'll top this off again. But okay, let's get my cables up. But you have some people who play trying to make everything perfectly fit within the maths with no overclocking, because there is a feature where you can like chunk an item in, power shards into a structure, and it will make more things at the cost of more power. And some people don't use that feature as like kind of a personal challenge. I will not be one of those people. Thank you very much. I'm gonna chunk power cords into everything I can when I get them, but they are pretty expensive, so.
Hub upgrade 4, landing platform and utilities completed. Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 5.
It's okay. I figured that something this small doesn't connect to the conveyor belts here. I don't really have anything I wish to connect at the moment. Like I said, my mind usually starts these things off with like connecting them with the mining unit. But without the access to it, which we're about to get anyways, maybe even here? Yeah, we get it with this very next upgrade. As well as the storage containers, my beloved. Until we actually have that, it's a little just freeballing it for us. Let's get the iron rods going for this hub upgrade. And then once I have the mining, the real automation can begin. The real struggle bus can also begin. Alright, we'll burn through that stack. Oh, I need cables galore. That's okay, because you know what? We've got wires on the way. Not as fast as I need, but like, it's good enough. I could just be doing every single thing by hand, but we take what I can get, bit by bit. There we go.
Hub upgrade 5, power expansion completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because Fixit pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall.
I experience memory issues without planetfall.
If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 6.
Okay, we have made it to the tier level where things start to all connect together. So we can make ourselves the miner, Mark 1. I don't have the full resources for it, but we'll get there. It is a little bit awkward if you have portable miners in your hand. They don't count as being available to use. That's fine. I at least am aware of that particular functionality. But I'm also going to need some more constructors or concrete. I might make a another constructor just for concrete at this time. Let's see. Constructor. I'm going to need cables. That's fine. That's fine. I also need cable production. Infinite cables. How's my power doing out here anyways? Oh, they made the second one here too. I forgot about that. The first level of these biomass burners are interesting because you start off with these biomass burners on the hub and they can't be automated. Like you can't feed a conveyor into them to like give them all the leaves from like a storage container. And they also have a maximum capacity of 20 per biomass burner, whereas the one that you can place down yourself, which I guess I can't make just yet, is I think it does 30 per. So it's almost technically smarter to wait until we can make the biomass burners ourselves. But since I'm not at that point. I just gotta suck it up. Okay. Constructor. And I'll use this little handy-dandy feature. Let's make another power line. They ain't pretty, but it's hard to be pretty at the beginning of this. Alright, how much power is this overall using so far? Just 8? That's okay. One useful thing about the biomass burners versus like anything else in terms of how they function. So future ones, future stuff, future power generation areas outside the biomass use, like, they just make energy and like whatever isn't used is wasted basically. Whereas with the biomass burners, they kind of scale with however your actual usage is, which can be useful in the future because you can use your biomass burners from the beginning of the game as kind of like a backup source once everything else starts to be automated. Because then they'll like only kick in when you're like, oh, I need 100 extra power. Now they'll turn on rather than like having them on at all hours of all the time. Unless I've really screwed up. Yeah, it's one of the few things in this game that without modding can't be automated. There's no farming in this. There's no, I can't just make a plot of land and then have that automatically send leaves to a burner. I gotta manually collect every damn leaf for the biomass burners. So I have a bit of a grudge against them. They're not the worst, and it's very easy to accumulate thousands upon thousands of leaves or wood or whatever. But I do like making farms when possible, and it's very sad that by default, at least in 1.0, that's not an option. There are mods that allow you to make farms, though I don't know how in-depth those are. I haven't used any mods for this game so far. But it's nice to know that they exist. I'm sure that someone out there maybe even has one that's possible to fully automate. All right. Let's figure out my upgrades. I need 100 wires. Whew, that's being made by this. Or that'd be too much otherwise. Might make another structure for rods and plates. Oh my god, that burned through the limestone so quickly. Holy heck. What I can do is we can make ourselves a storage container. Our first little bit of automation. Thankfully, conveyor belts don't require power. So I can basically... I only had one stone. But I can basically just take anything, one storage unit, throw stuff into there, and very sloppily half automate that system. I will say this is the sloppiest start I've ever had. Like, ever. Even the first world I made was less about, like, structures and more just me making stuff by hand over and over again. But, you know, when you got the extra resources, might as well take advantage of that. Okay, one thing I'm going to do, we'll fill up this stack there so that doesn't get burned out too easily. Because our conveyor belts have a limit to how many things they can move per minute. Eventually, you know, as we get higher and higher levels of the belts, they move more and more per minute, which is very useful, but at the moment 60's very low. Okay. Cables. I need more cables. I'm making more constructors. I'll make 2 of them. Because I'm being ridiculous already. Having really, it's the reinforced plates. Normally, you gotta make these by scratch, and at that point, like, you know, you gotta do everything else. But being given like 60 of them by, whew. This is like being a teenager and given like randomly like $100 to go spend at the mall. It's getting spent, you know? I'm gonna use it too quickly. Oh, fuck, I need one cable. Well, actually, I need a lot of cables, but in particular for that thing, I needed one, or like a lot more. Screw it, let's just make a bunch. And I'll make a constructor for cables, too. Agreed. I'm gonna max it out. And then I'm gonna have to delete all this stuff because it's gonna block my actual automation when we do get that started up. Okay, so I'm gonna do this and this. Unfortunately, at the very beginning, we're given these power poles that can only have 4 connections each, which when you need to use them like this, where it's like one is connected to another to keep the power going, that means you only have 3 connections. So I have a bit of a grudge against the level 1 power poles as well. We need to get very quickly off of them if I can. Okay. We need to make a bunch of plates. Oopsies. That's my bad. I didn't have fuel in this. There we go. Look at all that concrete. Oh my goodness. Fuck yeah, concrete. Let's go ahead and throw it in here before I get ahead of myself even more. Spend it all. Okay, I need more iron ingots, which also means I need more iron in general. Thankfully, we have our handy-dandy portable miners that get filled up at a ridiculous speed. I probably should swap these, by the way. I think I'll do that real quick. Hold on. We're going to stop this. We're going to swap this to copper, and we're going to swap this to iron. That way it's like, okay, iron, iron, iron. And this is copper, copper. And if I had a cable constructor thing, which I mean I'm gonna do right here. Oh yeah. Oh, I bet this is all messing with the people who like order. This is chaos right here. Pure unadulterated entropy. And we're gonna make it worse. Storage container. Let's see, hold on. Let me double check. This is the iron. Saying iron so much is making me self-conscious about the way I say the word iron. Yeah, you're right, game. It's already a mess. I don't even know why I'm caring about whether or not it's straight or not. Copper! Once we get actual biomass burners, I think that would be the level where it's time. Clean up this area, maybe even get floors for my base rather than just throwing everything on the ground like this. I don't know what level we unlock that though. It might be the very next one, right? No, it's the biomass burner and then regular biomass and the space elevator. Wow. So maybe it's more like phase 1? Oh my god. I think I started off this Let's Play by saying we're going to get to phase 5. Phase 9 is the max one. I got them, I've done phase 9. I just didn't remember that there were that many phases. Golly! Golly, that's a big number. 9? Huge, massive. How many digits can you go above that? Surely none. Okay, I need plates. Plates. Iron ingots. Rods. Iron ingots. We're gonna go ahead and keep splitting this in half. And then I'm probably gonna have to actually manually craft some stuff myself. Why did I make you? What is your purpose? I think I got a little too ahead of myself. That's okay, because you know what else I can do instead? I'll just make another smelter. Smelter! Keep burning the iron. Okay, how much power am I burning right now? Let me get some copper in here to get a real idea. Okay, we are currently burning. We are consuming 23.3 right now. That's actually not that bad for our 40 capacity. I don't think we're completely maxed out. Yeah, this isn't going at the moment. Here you go. But we are on the behaving side. The only problem right now is I need to be making wires, but they're all going into this to make cables. So I almost need another wire thing. It might be time. I might just say we're gonna make our first bit of automation. All right. Whoop. Miner mark 1 at 120 per minute. Good God. I can't even transport that many materials, but that's okay. We can do 60. So 60 divided by 15, I think, is 4. Sorry, wrong one. 60 divided by 15. There you go. So I can make 4 smelters for all the copper. I won't at the moment because that would be ridiculous, right? What I will do instead is we will send it all into the storage container and then scale off of that later. All right, a little bit of power. Connect it to another line, maybe like this. And then we gotta make just one smelter, actually. Because I don't have the tools to split my logistics up at the moment. Golly. Okay. We are going to do this into this. Good enough. How does that make my power look? So we have jumped to max consumption 45, which is scary. Yeah, if every single one of my structures is going, I'm over my power capacity. This is why I was kind of waiting on that. I think I've been scared back into just maybe making some stuff by hand, as the way that God intended, just smashing metal together. Smash the metal, drink some water. Holy moly! I am also a part of the automation. Sadly, I am just a part of the automation with crazy low attention span. But that's okay, because at least I have y'all. We're in this together. Don't do it. Don't skip forward on the video bar. You're gonna leave me alone. You gotta stay here for all of this, please. It's okay, I understand if we gotta go. If your eyes cannot withstand the barrage, that is whatever the hell I'm making here. Holy God. Okay, let me keep the copper ore going here. Grab this. Whoop. I need to grab more iron. I think I forgot to put it all in here. That's okay. I didn't expect it to immediately stop as I came up to it. I wanted to hear the song of its people. Bada bing! And I should also do this. There we go. No, it's already stopped singing. There it goes. You know, this bird is surprisingly quiet for how big it makes its mouth. That looks like a full-on power screech, but it's more like a soft song. I haven't forgotten about you, my little portable miners. Owie. Oh my God, I didn't realize we were... Oh yeah, because this burns 45 per minute. It just eats it all up. Overall, it's like slow in terms of making the actual concrete. 15 per minute is not a lot in the grand scheme, but it's acceptable. Let's see how my wire is doing. It can go up to 500 stacks, so yeah, we can... I don't even need to give it a storage container at the moment. But we got what I need for that. What about iron plates? Keep it going. And you... Same thing. Scary. The world's falling apart. Panic. Okay, we're not allowed to do this. Let me go ahead and just make some of these by hand. Okay. I probably can... Actually, how much power does this use? 4? Shoot, okay. We would go like 1 power over what we were just using. 37 to 41. Oh no! It's still burnt out. I don't know what to turn off. Maybe the concrete? But I need concrete. I need concrete, I need everything. Okay. We'll turn off the power for this, and we'll turn off the power for this. That should help me out. Nope. Okay, what about you? You're the plates. I want you to keep going. That's very valuable. And iron production's useful too. Yeah, we're turning off concrete. I got a bunch. What in the heck? Oh, you know what? It's the fuel. Nah, that's what's going on. You'll have to excuse me. I'm used to my fuel lasting a little bit longer because I normally use biomass burners when you have like 2 up on the tiers. Because we get biomass, and then you can turn that 1 more level up into another thing. I think it's like biofuel. They look like logs. But okay. Maybe we're fine to actually keep everything running. I was just running out of power over and over again. Yeah, I can at least do 1 more thing. Let's do... I'll do this. We need rods. Ooh. Okay, alright, alright. Hold on. I gotta refill up the iron line here. I like how the game's like, multiple biomass burners can be connected to the same power grid to increase capacity. But I can't do that right now. You didn't give me the biomass burners yet. Yeah, have all the, whoops, that's the wrong one. Have all this iron or copper. And then I gotta fucking make sure I didn't put the iron on this bar, on this line. I think we're good. Scary. I have trauma. Okay. It's very easy. It's very easy to accidentally mess something up on a conveyor line and have to delete like half of it. You know the line, like, I aim to misbehave. That isn't my intention here. It's just how I am. Okay, and what's my power like at the moment? It's not really full steam ahead. I really could just turn this back on. I'm gonna need that concrete in the next level. But okay. We're good on wire. We're getting good on plates. Actually, we're good on plates too. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Let me actually take this, split it in half, put it back in there, and we'll make the rest of these by hand. Iron rods. Look, Ada. I'm doing it. I'm creating the structures needed for Hub Upgrade 6. Yay!
Hub Upgrade 6, Landing Platform Hydraulics, completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It Pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually.
Yay!
Your first official objective is to initiate Project Assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
Okay. Well, first let me see what kind of things we can do. So now we have this freighter thing for the rest of our upgrades, which introduces like a little bit of a delay between turned-in upgrades, but that is okay. So the first thing we're going to go for is logistics. Logistics is huge. It gives us splitters, mergers, conveyor lifts. It also gives us a stat to like be really self-conscious about. Also get access to tier 2, which gives us solid biofuel. Sometimes with this, I'll even go and get obstacle clearing / biofuel pretty quickly. I mean, look at this. It only takes cable and concrete, which is not that bad. But we'll do logistics first. What do I need for biomass burners? Plates, Rods and wires. Easy peasy. We can do those. And then also, I need to convert stuff into biomass so they are a little bit more efficient. You know, they are biomass burners, not leaves and wood burners. Now you can half automate making like biofuel, right? Because you can make storage containers, have those have like leaves and wood, and then have those storage containers with the leaves and wood go into like constructors to convert these into other resources. Biofuel, really. And then the biofuel lasts a while. I mean, look at this. We're gonna swap this out. So this is 80 leaves per minute. We swapped to biomass, 6.6 per minute. It is, oh my god. Super hella more efficient. Let's go ahead and convert these really quick. It also helps a little bit with inventory management, not so much. Once you get biofuel, that's like when it really gets easier to manage because it just gets turned into so much. But we'll put this in here for now. Store my inventory. How is everything doing? This needs copper ore. These are fine on iron. My first goal is going to be maybe 4 biomass burners. 120 power. Maybe I should do more. Infinite biomass burners. Infinite power. Now obviously there's got to be like an upper limit to what I can afford. Oh my god, look how much my copper's backing up over here. Take advantage of that and send it over to this non-automated line. Holy hell, okay, I didn't realize that was backed up all the way. That was maxed out stack, 200, all right. Now I just need rods. Come with me. Go into here. Okay. Where am I gonna do this? It would help if I did have the first level here. That's kind of what the, like, going for base building is kind of better for. Because then you can do foundations. And the world changes. Everything, the world becomes yours to exploit. Because you can make your own world. You make your own flooring. Perfectly organized. But I'll make do with what we got. Let me look around over here real quick. Making sure to grab stuff. Hold on, let me do a little smidge of a sort of an exploit. If you hold E, or if you press E while going into your inventory, it will allow you to pick up leaves without tapping E every single time or holding E the entire time. And I say it's only a smidge of an exploit because if you're playing on console or like a controller, there's literally like they let you enable grabbing leaves automatically and they don't let you do it for PC for some reason. A little bit of a misstep with the 1.1 update. Not a big deal when you do have the, when you're aware of the automatic pickup exploit anyways. But yeah, it just makes things, you know, it saves your E key just a little bit of trouble. Ah! I didn't mean to fall. That's okay. Alright, my goal with this was not just to get leaves. I'm kind of like scouting where I would like to put some biomass burners. I'm gonna save this space here for my iron. My future knowledge of of how many bits of iron I can get out of pure veins, it makes me know that we need as much space as possible. That is more than we'll ever need for like the vast majority of the game. We just have to very slowly build up to it. Power slug.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fix-it production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
Okay. We're gonna max out this and then do this. I was gonna be a little ridiculous. I was gonna try and like find a biomass thing up here, but it does need to be relatively close to my hub. Just for like the mental stakes. Biomass burner. Okay. I'm gonna have them over here. Oh wait, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm working on this as if I have logistics completed and can have splitters and shit. I don't, so I can't. Oh god. Okay, other priorities. My bad. Apologies. We need to get this upgrade going. Too far ahead of myself here. Holy hell. But we're almost at the level where it'll be useful. It'll be a useful trait, I swear to you. How's this doing? I might I might take some of this iron ore and handcraft some stuff myself. That's the level of desperate we are. Because I'm about to have to burn all of these resources immediately. Okay. In the meanwhile, since I can't actually automate this properly, I will just put a biomass burner over here in my pile of God's disgust. Woohoo! Okay, now I can make sure everything's turned on, really. Alright, that doesn't fill up entirely because we have so many items. Wires! Thank you. I'll be taking this. We need to keep this other copper one going as long as possible. There you go. And if I wanted to be really ridiculous, I could do this. Will I be that blasphemous? Yes! Yes! This is the worst thing I've ever done in this game. Oh my god. Maybe not truly, but like, I just cussed myself. Oh my god. While I'm at it, conveyor belt. Here, hold on. I'm gonna make this the iron plate one instead, since that is now a little bit on the automated side. Little smidge. And this one can be rods. Okay, alright. Let me grab some stuff. Do this. Oh, and also while I am again still being ridiculous and never having to make an actual reinforced plate myself, storage container. Have all of my leaves. Turn all of my leaves into biomass. And get going. Into another storage container. I think I'm making this work. All right, we're making progress. Now is the time I need to actually craft some stuff myself. I gotta make up for things. The screws. I might need to also start making those. Those are rough to automate. Because I believe they're iron at the beginning, they're iron rods into screws. So that means iron ingots into iron rods into screws. Just a mess. You're making tons of them every time per minute. Maybe? Screws. Yeah, okay, so you're making 40 per minute with the default recipe. Because you can unlock alternate recipes in the future. We'll see which ones I get. It is, unfortunately, RNG, which recipes you find. And we're gonna hope that I get some good ones. Some good RNG, that is. But I don't believe I have access to that just yet. Alright, how am I on my resources? I got 50 of this, 108 of that. Lots of wire. That we're doing great on. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure my concrete keeps going. I know we're going to need a lot of it soon. Because concrete is also used to make, like, the floors. And I am a floor spammer. I need big places. I am going to be trying to do a little bit of a personal challenge on a few things for this game, but we just haven't reached the point where those matter just yet. But one of those challenges, as crazy as it sounds with the mess I'm already making here, but I want to be a little bit on the orderly side once we get our floors going. I don't want to make like a super spaghetti all the time. I want to try making a base that's 1, walkable, and 2, interior focused. I've had a tendency to make bases that are massive and largely just outside. Like just on a flooring and then maybe like there's a roof, but that's it. I want to try making something with some pizzazz. That's hard to do though at the beginning. You just don't even have the ability to make that stuff. Unless you like skip forward into the tiers, which we could have done, but it's nice to... I feel like with a game like this, it's nice to get a little bit of a warm-up and an easing into a lot of these different production lines, at least for me, where I'm sometimes like playing this like a week or two, like with multiple weeks in between, and I get super rusty. So while I have, you know, core knowledge of a lot of things for this game, I don't got that photographic memory that says, hey, look at these base structures and organizations and the locations of certain things. I just got to make it work. Hold on. You need more iron. Didn't I throw you into something? Oh. I fucked up. Okay, that's what's going on here. Got a little ahead of myself. Okay, so iron ingot goes into here, which makes iron plates. And just to cap off the monstrosity, with a little bit of sense, a storage container. Okay. I've been thrown off once again. That's okay. We will make more iron plates. But we're good on rods right now, so I'll throw those in. Yeah. What's my power usage at anyways? Right now my capacity is 70. And we're fluctuating between 20 to 33. So actually, I can make quite a few structures. Quite a few beginner structures. And I actually have to be as stingy as I have been. The real problem is that I'm just poor in a lot of ways. I gotta stop looking at the infinity line. Alright. I need to make some plates. I also need to use the bathroom, so I will let myself do this. One of my challenges for myself is I'm not going to do too much like AFK grinding in terms of like I leave the game up for 8+ hours while stuff builds. But for this beginning crafting thing, I think we'll do at least a little bit of a jump cut. Okay. I'd use a little bit of the restroom, but we at least now have the iron plates for this, which will give me a lot more momentum. I'll now have logistics.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
I'm so ready to do all of my duties now. Thank you for that, Ada. No pressure. I'm just trying to save the entirety of everyone forever. I'm retopping these off and then throwing the biomass. Well, yeah, we'll throw it in here for now. I am about to create the first stage of all of this. Hold up. I like to make sure I at least have the next thing I'm going to be researching on here. I can also... no, never mind. No, that's a whiles away. I cannot do field research. I do not have the screws for it, but I will do base building. How's my concrete doing? Yeah. Only 205. It's so slow. It's so slow. Holy shit. But I can... oh, right. I gotta wait for the freighter pod to come back in. Hold on. Yeah, we can pretty immediately do this, which is nice. Those will combine very well. I was about to just do, like, make a biomass burner setup without floors for organization. It would have been very pitiful and sad. I'm kind of curious about going down there, but without the ability to make ramps, going up and down from places is scary. I also, yeah, I don't have map yet. You get the map functionality, I think right here, actually, yeah, field research. So it's a little bit scary at the moment, a little bit something to grind for later. Ooh. No. I would like logistics Mark II as soon as possible. 120 conveyor belt parts, or 120 parts per minute is nice. This will be the next thing I do after base building. Alright. I grab the stone so I could throw it into here. I could also make some concrete for myself, because it is like an instantaneous research thing, which is nice, even if it takes the pod 10 minutes to get down there. Which isn't so bad, but it definitely it can be weird when you're replaying through the game and you know all the stuff that you're trying to get, and then you gotta be like, okay, hold on, I gotta wait for this fucking pod to come back before the progression can continue. 10 minutes is like nothing when you're playing hundreds of hours of factory building. But we aren't at the big factory parts yet. Alright. I can do concrete, iron rods, and then honestly we should have plates now. They're going over here. Ooh, 200. Yeah. Look at the potential of when I actually have the production lines going. Oh my god, I've never seen that animation. What the fuck? The little hand slam on there?
Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
I understand. You other human beings do not do not get what we are trying to do here. Only the select few can properly get the need to feed the factory. Alright. So now I can at least do... We have access to foundations and walls. Which means I can actually make flooring for my base and keep things somewhat even. I'm not really too great at keeping things the best when it comes to like flooring, but I'll try. Like I said before, my goal is to have something somewhat reasonable, but this is a learning process for us. Okay, you're learning it with me. I mean, you already maybe know. You probably fully know. But the techniques, I have to learn them myself. Hold up. Let me see if I can get some concrete at least. The pod's already coming back? Oh, shit. Okay, I guess it's not always 10 minutes, because that was no way that was 10 minutes. I just walked away from this place. Okay, that helps out a little bit. Oh, before I forget, I should grab... I'll throw some wire into there because I should have 500 over in this. I'll also do a storage container. So that we don't make that tiny little critical error again. Alright, it's almost time for me to actually get the real construction going. I probably could have had a few of those going, but I was waiting for this. Okay, we're going to attach this to the world grid with control. Even if it isn't too pretty. Dismantle. Copy with middle mouse button. How many biomass burners can fit per per floor tile? It is seemingly 1 per, which is useful. A lot of the structures get really uneven in size later on, which is why I sometimes don't even bother trying to keep things even. But in the meanwhile, oh fuck, I need iron rods. That's the real bottleneck for me at the moment. In the meanwhile, I need to be a little on the concerned side with this. Okay. Biomass burner. So we're gonna go ahead and go for, Let me think about this. Hold on. No, there's no point in looking right now. So I think it's 4 biofuel per minute. So that would be 60 divided by 4. I need maybe scalability for 15 of these, but not right now. That's a little much. I think I'll do 6 here, and then I might like vertically go up above it to do more. Now this is a little on the excessive size in terms of like other player stuff. Some players like to make things as absolutely compact as possible, and sometimes I go for it too. But other times, like right now at the beginning of this, I kind of like going for the... Oh, those are facing the wrong way. That's fixable. There we go. But when they at least fit in the tiles like this, I like to kind of put the conveyor like dead center, if possible. Kind of like that. All right. How big is the storage container in comparison to these? That's kind of... like 1 and like 3.70th quarter fractional decimal of the line. Okay, so we'll just do this instead. There we go. Now I must go grab a few things. I need more plates. Thank you. Need more plates, and then I need the biomass. Is this... Okay. This must continue to be hand-fed for now. It is my curse placed upon myself. Yoinkage. Copper. All right. Wait, the biomass. The biomass. This is taking a while. Golly. It's not even going to be perfect. I got to remember that, actually. Okay. The concrete! No! I need infinite concrete burners. That's for sure. Alright. So like I said beforehand, the way with biomass things, it's a little bit awkward just because we don't have the final stage of it, but it's like right around the corner of getting biofuel, which is what we're doing with obstacle clearing. But in the meanwhile, I will do this. We need a constructor. The constructor is going to make actual biofuel eventually. So I'll go ahead and line it up like this. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, screw it. Just because I don't have like the excess needed for what I was about to try and do. Okay, then I need 2 more constructors. And another storage container. Storage container. So this storage container takes the regular biomass eventually, turns it into biofuel through here, which means we then need a merger on the other side. Green side pointing into the storage container, and then I can do the constructor this way and this way to try and save on space just a little smidge. Just a little smidge. So this is going to be leaves. This will be wood, because unfortunately you don't have like a master biomass thing. Which is why this is so convoluted at the beginning of the setup. But that's okay. Once we get the initial bit of it done, it's not so bad. I'm already out of copper? God damn. Okay, maybe I should take a couple of bits. Go. Copper. Then I need rods. Rods. Yeah, I'll take this. Okay. Sure, we'll get some more iron ore too. Technically, I could add a splitter on this line right here. This abomination. I don't think I can actually. It's messy. That's okay. All right. So what was I doing? I think I just need the connecting parts of this. Yippee! Look at that, viewers. We're not completely done just yet, but this is our first sign of actually being organized. Look how much nicer this looks versus that. It is a little bit of stuff like this that we're going to be trying to doing. And then eventually mixing up with one thing I want is to have like walkable space. Sometimes I make things just like you can get through it, but it isn't pleasant. I need like stuff like this where it's like, okay, here's a dedicated space where nothing can be placed down except for like minor things, like poles, for example. Speaking of which, I need to make some and actually get this set up. I can also technically, hold on, I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to manually fill the biomass in these burners rather than letting them slowly do it. Whoopsies. I have no more. This is a good reason to start adding the leaves over here. Leaves. Nope, max it out. I'm definitely going to still slack on pole placement. Poles really suck at the beginning. But we'll make it work. I can do stuff like these. Pole here. Pole here. Sometimes you can put poles on top of stuff. I don't really know how it works, but like, it is nice when I can like put a pole on top of a merger or splitter. But I've had occasions where like I'm putting it on top of stuff, I swap off, pull the pole back out, and then I can't do anything. It's weird. But okay. Let's get some of this stuff connected. I will have to make an awkward connection line. That's okay. I'll do it like this. Alright. We're gonna make one big super connection. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna make my biomass burners all dainty like this all the time. But in the meanwhile, right? Okay. Maybe I'll use the in-betweens for my poles. Then they're not just like standing in the middle of nowhere. Jeez, I keep on selecting power pole over like just the power line cables. Okay, are these all running right now? These are all running. Okay, so this is now, I've gone from 70 capacity to 160. Not that huge of a jump for what I want, but it's far more than I currently need. And I think that our... No, I think they cap out at 30 regardless. Some of the later stuff... Some of the later stuff can like progressively get more and more like compressed in terms of how much like you make a fuel source and then that fuel source goes on to burn a lot more energy per minute than the other ones. But as is, it's just 30, but it's efficient. That's the bonus of them. So you don't have to mine out as many individual pieces. I'll actually do this for now. Just to have something going down that line. So this burns I think it was 6 Oh, it's 10 biomass per minute. I guess it depends. Oh, yeah, okay. I get why. It's 10 because these are the bigger ones. So, of course, they burn more than the 6 from the other stuff. Well, I better start making screws so I can get the next level of fuel. Holy hell. Rods. I also need those plates, but a little bit at a time. Plates. Sort inventory. How's this doing? That's fine. That will fill up for sure. What is this supposed to be? This is limestone. Ooh, almost just threw myself off the edge. So I haven't acknowledged it verbally, but obviously one of the ways you can get like decent movement speed in this game is kind of like sliding and hopping, which eventually gets like a couple of upgrades later on. You can do a little bit of bunny hopping in that regard as well. But for now, I just try to keep it simple. And a lot of it is just, at this point, like muscle memory. I don't even consciously think about it a lot of times. I'm just hopping around. Okay, here's the stone. Let's get our basics. It is time. It is time. Actually, hold on. I need concrete. Concrete! Only 31. Oh my god. Oh my god, Lee. I'll make some myself. Oh, I have wood. I didn't realize. Normally, I don't really think about getting wood until you actually have the chainsaw. And that's obviously just a little smidge of a ways off. But our world is about to evolve. Okay, so first, I think we'll use one of the... Oh, fuck, I forgot I have 4 of these veins. Oh, God. I really only need 1 at the moment. Okay. What I can do... okay, first off, actually, I need to add these foundations to my bar here. Foundation Mark 1 and... ramps are useful. So you can just obviously throw a miner Mark 1 or Mark 2 or whatever directly on the deposit, and it looks cool, it looks nice. But you can also like put a foundation on top of the deposits and then put the miner on top of that. So the things are a little bit more on the even side and nicer looking side. A little smidge. I think once I unlock more see-through / like glass options, I'll try to like have those so that the veins are still showing through a little bit. I like occasionally blending with nature if possible, and maybe even sometimes seamlessly, not even using like floors. But in the meanwhile, in our first little bit here, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so this is doing 120 per minute. I can't use that efficiently for a little bit longer until I get Logistics Mark 2, but I will build for it. So 120 per minute. Smelter, let's see what this burns. 120 per minute divided by 3, that's going to be 4. So I'll make 4 smelters. I need concrete. Thank you. Infinite concrete. I'm even tempted to set up concrete first, just because of how much I desperately need it. I actually will do it too. Since this isn't going to be like centered in the base, I'm not even going to immediately bother with making it look super nice. Okay. So this is going to be... Okay. Once again, 120 per minute. 120 divided by 45. I can make 2.6. Which means I will just do... I mean, I'll make 3. But I can't transport that much. So there isn't a point just yet. So I actually might just... I think we'll just do 2. They'll be incredibly inefficient, but oh well. It will only be until I get logistics level 2, and then 2 will be inefficient and 1 will be half working. Splitter. Okay, these are maybe a little too close. All right, constructor. I'll do it like this. Oopsies. Okay. I will try this one first. I would like this one to be even if possible. There we go. Concrete! Concrete! Get the power up here. Hey, look at that! Maybe it's when you do... when you do the power extension versus just placing a pole. Ah. That's a weird trait, but sure, whatever. Okay, another thing I need to add to my bar at the bottom is actually going to be... I'm going to do 4, 5, and then foundation will be on 6. The ramp, whatever, give me on 7. It's not... The ramps I use a bunch once we get them, but like not nearly as much as fucking splitters and mergers. Good lord. Okay. Let's throw a little merger down. These are allowed to be pretty close to each other, though that's a little too close. Really? Okay. All right, you fine. I will put down a foundation. Ridiculous. There. I just need the concrete to go somewhere. Yay! Now my 30... Well... Now my, like, 20-ish concrete per minute can go into here, where I will forget about it until every time I need it. I fell, and then I accidentally did that. Sadly, you cannot cancel once you pull up V. Alright, let's do a retop off here of certain things. My inefficient side of all of these. I'm gonna make a storage container here for this other one because it's going into iron rods at the moment, and that's useful enough to warrant me doing this. Okay, let's see how many concrete pieces I have over here. Probably not much because obviously I had to go and make a bunch of them anyways. Yeah, they... How about plates? Plates are doing pretty alright. I'm content with this. Okay, let's get this continued. I am going to use the storage container and just get this iron started. Oh, too close. My bad. I think it's because they're just like a little bit on a vertical difference by like a centimeter. Oh, there's a curve. That's fine. Whatever. Alright, let that accumulate a little bit while I figure out how I'm gonna split this up. Concrete! What do I even need for screws? Oh yeah, rods. How many... I'm going to open up the to-do list. So if I do screws, add to to-do list, how many iron rods would I need to make 500? Oh, wow. Huh. I thought it'd be a little bit more. I could like genuinely just make that right now. I don't have to like make the screw creating contraption just to get this process started. I will instead do this now, while the concrete somewhat accumulates as well. Okay, I already went ahead and just let myself craft 1,000 of these because I'm gonna have to pretty immediately throw them into this other reward tier, or research tier. I would like to go as straight as possible to Logistics Mark II, but I'm going to behave, especially since it's going to be a while before I can accumulate that many items. We'll get part assembly up first, so let me get back to this. Cables, we need 100 concrete. Which I almost could have over here. What the? You're full. Okay. I guess that makes sense. It fills up because it's 120 and it only has 60 out at the moment, so I could do like this and fill this up like this. This is a weird bonus, and then I have the other miners over here. Thank you. Thank you for the stone. Thank you for the stone. Really, I should just make a ramp at this point. Let's do ramp level 4. If I nudge it like that, maybe a little bit too high. That is okay. Excuse you? This. Okay. I had to click twice to make it go through. Whee! I don't have to go that entire other ramp. I also can do things like head all the way down there. Oh wait, hold up. I grabbed all this stone, but I didn't grab the actual concrete from the other area. Oh, we've been playing for 2 hours. Exhaustion is not covered by the Fix It Pioneer Health Plan, nor is Pioneer Health. That's okay. I've lived mostly life without any healthcare plan. the consequences that provides. I'll have to take the fortune in that. That is a lot of concrete. Hell yeah. Here, have some more, and some more of this. They'll burn out quickly, but that's okay. All right, let's get obstacle clearing going.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated fun, fun, fun.
Yay. I love contractually obligated fun. I mean, I do. I enjoy my times in the factory. Get some more particle miners, because we're probably going to make more actual mining areas sooner or later. We'll make 10. Alright. I've got a bunch of concrete, or at least enough for continuing to expand this to my needs. I also have the biofuel recipe finally, so I can do this. Solid biofuel. Wood. It does mean I probably should grab a bunch of leaves real quick. I also have the chainsaw. Deploy the saw, yes! I must give myself some biofuel so that I can then get more biofuel. We'll take these. And the rest of these leaves. This is basically done. The process of deconstruction. I told you, eventually it would all be gone. I hear the freighter coming in. I really wish it's times like these where I wish I had my second monitor at the moment. I've so far this year, because you know I was moving and I had to kind of like downgrade. I was just been on one monitor the entire time. Sometimes I've played this game just on like a laptop, which was all right though. That laptop struggled. With the bigger factories, that's for sure. But it's the beginning parts like this where I have to handcraft stuff. And I can't do anything else that are rough. I wish I could, at the very least, like look at recipes and like kind of plan things out in that regard. I could, to be fair, do like this. I can like make notes and like plan things out that way. But that will happen in time. Again, the other problem is that I can't look at the recipes, so the plans that I do need to make still kind of require me to fill that out. But that's okay. I don't need that much biofuel. We'll head out now. Put them in here. And we'll cut down some trees. Jeez. I think the first time I played through the game, I had my chainsaw in single mode all the time. Just by sheer accident. But I didn't realize it could cut down multiple trees. I did start to notice that, like, in area mode, I would sometimes get leaves from all over the place. But oh my god, look at that. This thing is so efficient. Not for grabbing leaves by themselves. Now the only real downside to like cutting down a bunch of stuff is nothing regrows in this game. You'd think that like at least the leaves would. And I feel like I've seen mods that make it so that leaves can regrow. I'm not sure. But by default, once you cut down a tree in this game, that shit is gone. So forever, this hill is now cleared to give us a view. That's okay. This planet belongs to the Fix-It Corporation. So every random tree is more fuel to save humanity. To save the day. Yeah, with biomass burners, I like to get like a nice, healthy, like 500 plus wood, 2,000 plus leaves. Then we don't have to worry about this as much. Especially when I add more biomass burners. Well, okay, a little bit when you do the biomass burners, but they're useful. Alright, let me get to my comfortable 500. I would like to do a little bit of exploration, because we gotta find some of the other resources and start scanning for them. But it's not like an immediate rush thing for me, since I'm not even at the level where I can use the MAM, the thing that allows me to research where those items are to begin with. Get out of here. All right. Yeah, look at this. This is filling up now. It's going to be a while before the other biomass goes away, but once it's in there, it should be super duper efficient. Technically, I should probably do this. Should take these out, because look at this. The biofuel, solid biofuel is 4 per minute. Ugh, efficiency. Uh-oh. Inventory full. Okay, so we need to do, this is wood. This is the biomass. And this is leaves, which I will then also throw into here. Okay. What else is using regular biomass? Get out of there. Get out of there. The future is now, old man. Okay. We're gonna be good on fuel for a good long while. Let's see, that's so 6 times 4. 6 times 4. Yeah, I don't know. At 24 per minute, it's not going away anytime soon. All right. Let me get my line going. Now, I'm not the most efficient when it comes to how we're going to set this up. We need 4 smelters. I think I do it like this. So we'll do a splitter heading. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It goes 3 ways. Technically, I don't really need it to do that. I can do this instead. Wait. Wait. This would encroach on the line. I'm keeping these separated. I must be careful. In which case, I will then do this instead. Technically, I should actually go the other way. Because we have these other iron veins, they might end up getting combined together. In who knows what fashion. I'll do it like this. Awkward. Fuck. Okay, screw it. For now, we'll do it like this. We're going this way. And I will do a splitter like this if I need to. So then it will connect like this. We need 4 of these. Tree, I need you to be gone. The upgrades are nigh. Alright, iron ingot, copy, paste, paste. Okay, I've done this a little on the inefficient side, but that's just gonna have to be how it is for now. Technically, my expansion can just happen this way once we start getting upgraded conveyor belts. This will have to make do for now, because technically this isn't even gonna fill up anyways. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I didn't go through. 2, 3, 4. Now I must combine them. technically, I have played co-op a couple of times, and I did get like kind of scolded for doing this. And it makes sense why I did, but I'm gonna do it anyways, and that is, I'm gonna use a conveyor merger even when I don't technically need to, right? Like this could technically have just been like this, but I kind of like when everything is matching. Oh, whoops. Okay, not like that. I was a little off kilter. Okay. Then I will make a storage container because I am a hoarding person. And let's get these mess powered on. We did it! Part 1 of a bajillion. We've got iron ore galore. I don't even know what I'm going to use all this for. Everything, really, but... okay. First order of business. I guess I need screws to finally be automated a little bit. Hold on. Oh, I've used screws? Wait, what did I use screws on? What the fuck? Dumb. Sorry, I made 1,000, I'm pretty sure, like on the dot, and I just don't know where the hell they went. Or I cut myself off. That could be a possibility too. Hold up, I'm out of rods. Ooh, I'm out of a lot of stuff here. Golly. Hold up. This is where I can get a big benefit from having a storage unit running. Iron. Sorry, no, iron ingots, hello? Oh, sorry. This is not the right thing. Iron ore into that. Okay. We'll put 2 of you in here. And 2 of you in here. My cables. I need more. I need to redo my copper line soon. The inefficiencies. They pile up. Okay, that should be relatively good enough for us. I've got too many cables, really. But what about concrete? Yeah, we're getting big numbers, 400. Well, now I'm at 500 and then 11. All right. Throw this in here. I can do the plates just cause. And unfortunately, rods I'm super low on. Oh shit, hold up. I had a whole stack in there, never mind, jeez. Okay, so eventually we're gonna get 120 of stuff going. I think we already have the line for that, right? This is burning 30 per, so that's 30, 60, 90, 120. Eventually. I mean, this is not what we're going to use. I'm just getting an idea. So this is 15 per minute, and this is 30 per minute. So, I should probably do 2 of them. We're going to focus on rods at first, actually. I'm going all in on the rods. This does put me at a little bit of a dilemma, though. It must... It is time. I'm going vertical. Alright. So the first thing I usually do when I start to go vertical, we'll measure this out. Okay, actually, hold on. I usually do up 3. Then I add 1. Get rid of those. Obviously, I gotta get up there somehow, so we'll ramp up to there. Okay. I gotta make use of my confined space here a little bit. Hold up. Let's see if I can make this a little nicer. Maybe ramp 1? Yeah, that's a little better. I can't exactly make this like smooth. There are other parts I would need to get, and I just don't have the full knowledge of it all. But that's okay. So I need, if we're basically making 1-to-1, 120 divided by 15 would be 8. If I made 8 constructors. Do I even have the resources for that? I do. Begrudgingly. Okay. I can make this work. Alright. This brings me to my next thing that I usually have that I forgot to add, and we're gonna have to shift things forward again. I usually put conveyor lift on 4. I remember now. So everything gets shifted forward by 1. So then I can do stuff like this. And have it connect forward. Okay, so I need 8. Not really. I'll probably just make more like 4 or something for now, but like I tend to expand to 8. Then more beyond that. Let's see. How can I do this? The way I've seen some people do it, so the way I usually do this kind of setup here. The way I usually do this kind of setup is I'll have like constructors or like smelters like this with like splitters in between them going down a big line, and then those split off into each one, which is useful. But I've also seen some from other people where they forego the center splitter, and instead it turns into a merger with the outputs of these two going to the center. I think I'm gonna start using that. It's a little bit more on the setup side for the splitter, but it lets the rather than having, you know, double the outputs into like storage containers, I can combine them in the middle. So that does seem somewhat useful. Okay. So I think what I'll do This is sadly, I don't think, even just yet. That's okay. I'll do this. We'll just dismantle that, and then I can do this. No. I'm trying to nudge it. I guess you can't nudge conveyor lifts. That's fine. Whatever. All right. One constructor. Two constructor. Three constructor. Yeah, I might have to do this. Four constructor. Just because of, you know, I didn't plan this super hardcore in advance. I need plates. Hold up. Yeah. B. Hold on. I'm gonna misbehave real quick. Yeah. This can work. Actually, here's what I'll do. Splitter. And then we'll connect it over into that. Where I am a filthy pleb. And I'm just a little smidge tired of filling these up. Okay. Alright, so this is the goal. Flip this around. The constructors meet in the middle. Touching into a conveyor merger. Like I said, this is for me very different. But will hopefully be more compact at the end of the day. Because it's basically, it's like one or two conveyor belts smaller than what I usually end up doing. If I end up doing this, I think the right way. This is not a good setup because I have this coming over here. I need more like a splitter that goes like this way, then goes like that way, but we'll compensate. One thing I could do that I want to get a little bit more in the habit of doing, if I do like this, I think I can save myself a little smidge of time. Because rather than making the splitters and then making all the conveyors, I think I can just make the conveyor and then split off from there. Maybe? Okay, yeah. It's taking a little bit to fill up. I got a little spooked. But things aren't running at their max capacity just yet. That's okie dokes. We want to use iron rods. Because I need screws. Screws and the rods technically too, but the screws are the real goal. We'll keep this going. I don't know where I'm going to connect this. Like I said before, I do still need this to go, like, this way. Let me split this up real quick. Broke. I need more plates again. Oh my god, the dog. Where's it going? Top this off. You can have the rest of this. Just kidding. You gotta learn to share. Okay. How's my energy at the moment anyways? Holy shit. Okay, let me... I need a storage container for all these. Excuse me, little doggy. I don't have plates, that's why I came down here, right? This is where I remember another thing that I usually had on my storage line, this storage container. It's all coming back to me. Okay. Let's get these connected. The only downside with this particular method is very easy to like kind of make too much conveyor line. But I guess you can just kind of like trim the fat at the end. Okay. I will sadly once again do a storage container. Because I am an incredibly inefficient player at times. Tee-hee. Look, they're not crossing, all right? At least there's that. I was going to try using the conveyor poles. This is something I neglect a lot. I don't really use these as much as I probably should for making the base look nice. But I think we're good to kind of power this on. What do I need for that? Okay, we're good on the resources for it. Let me just get the rest of this iron. Iron rod. It is not... Okay. They were not eating up what I was doing. I kept on shift clicking. But it didn't register each time. Oh my god. Jesus. I thought I filled these up. That's okay. That's the point of double looking. Alright. I just need power for this floor. 1,000,000 poles must be created on this day. I will do it. like this. This is okay. It's okay, viewers. It's all right. It's not gonna hurt forever. You know, sometimes in Satisfactory, you make a bunch of really ugly bases first, and then the really pretty bases come in later. I've never done that, but like, I know that's how it can work. Yeah. What would be even with this? Okay. Kind of this. Yeah, that would be acceptable. Okay. Yo. Okay. Well, I've got a bunch of iron rods. Now to do it all again for the screws. Oh, Lord. That one I might not even do too much, because screws are conveyor belt like nightmare. Especially right now. I can make 40 per minute with just one constructor. So I guess I'll make 2 constructors for now. I'm not even gonna bother like doing the scale up thing. It's it's scary. I just would like the screws to be in production, and any excess rods will just accumulate in the meanwhile, and that's okay. All right. We need a splitter. I just need to figure out where I'm going to put it. I think I'll do this. Constructor. Eventually they will be expanded. But in the meanwhile, one for the cheapo method. Mergers. Cheapo method. Oh, whoops, this is facing the wrong way. I think at one point I had storage containers on 5 because the muscle memory for that is activating. That's okay. I don't want to put mergers and splitters too far on the line. Now you do get access to like 10 other, or like 10 overall alternate bars, but the master bar, that's the one we care about the most. Okay, screws will accumulate in here in the meanwhile. I will do this. Let's gonna clip a little bit. But that's okie dokies. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't need to fill these up as fast. Although I will do... I need to turn in some stuff. Here's what I'll do. I gotta use the bathroom again. So I'm we'll craft some more screws while I do that. And then I'm also probably gonna need to do the reinforced iron plates too. The good news is once we get this part assembly, I can then make reinforced iron plates by sending the screws and other resources into one place. And that's gonna be another set of nightmares. Oh god. Be right back. Okay. Bathroom had, we have our screws in. Let us throw them into the part assembler here. Oh god, need the rods. That's okay. At least the rod should be good over here. Right? Let's see. Yay, get in there. I'll split this in half. I'll get the rods from the other area over here. This is plates. I also need those. This needs an output. But it got me what I need, the 200 rods. Launching!
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly.
Rotors.
Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Thanks, Ada. No, that's okay. You know, sometimes, right, like even in the current day world, I don't think I could ever make a computer chip. That's okay. And I have no interest in being able to craft an entire computer chip on my own. As maybe useful as that ability could be in like an apocalypse scenario, in the real world, I'm good. I'm good. And when I say like crafting a computer chip, I mean like literally like making the entire thing by hand. I don't mean like, oh, open up a program and design a computer chip. That could, you know, that's got to be a learned skill. But there's always a cap off at some point. All right. Hold up. Let me get my next thing selected. The real critical evolution of our base. Logistics Mark II. Now technically, we have most of what I need. I really just need to make 50 reinforced plates. One of the reasons why I was like crafting all of those screws. So we should be super good on concrete for a while. Whoop. Concrete. Yeah, look at that, another 500. Whee! It's not even at its maximum potential. That's what the Logistics Mark II is for in the first place. Oh, my plates, though. I mean, I got a decent bit. Once I get Logistics Mark II, that's when I can maybe tap into some of the other resources. Ah! It scared me. It spooked me. Alright. That's probably my fault. I think I just don't have fuel over here. These are full at the moment. Intriguing. Oh! Are these not on the same lines? Oh shit, I never connected them. Oopsies. Uh-oh. Okay, all right. Our real issue is that this is out of fuel over here. I'll quickly solve that. I do have this 100 over here as well, but it's my chainsaw fuel. Yeah, fuck it, okay. Split in half. Put this in here. Put this in here. And we're good. I honestly could probably just take this out now. We just had an interesting situation where like I didn't have enough for the line over there to continue. That is my bad. But at least it gave me a chance to see that my capacity might be reached over here. Okay, no, it's... We still have a lot of biofuel. It all comes down to the limitations of conveyor belt Mark 1s, these depressing things. But that's what we're working on. It's okay. I think I'll start working on the reinforced plates. Thankfully, we had a decent bit. I'm actually curious. Hold on. One thing I can do is we can check out that area down there. Maybe that hard drive is... Maybe there are some other useful materials around it. Okay, so we're going to do Mark IV. And then I need to nudge it down. Sorry, sometimes my brain lapses on what the button is for nudging stuff down. Fuck it. Doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to get me down here. Ow. Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. I'm going in. I gotta take this out.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. It is unclear where on the flora or fauna spectrum it lies, but initial data suggests this might be a nest or an egg. Preserve the remains for later study.
Yeah, I'll try and use them. Trying to sneak. Uh-oh. Think I'm detected. I don't know. They're running paws. What does that mean? Alright. What does this require? 120 spare megawatts. I actually could probably manage that. But my real goal is just seeing if I can get some reinforced plates for free. Ugh! Ow. Oh god. Oh no. Oh god. Everything's awful.
Edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fix-It to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
I can get out of here. I can get out of here. Haha! Okay, there's no way it can follow me up in this. Let's see if there's anything else. Hey, I can grab this. I need to kill these. Ah! Oh my god. I'm good. Oh, I'm not as good.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Preserve the remains for later study.
Oh, I will. I will try to pick up everything I kill in self-defense. Sometimes I just leave them there. But the times are different. Ooh, just more debris. All right, I didn't really get anything super useful. I will try to like connect this temporarily to the line. I don't know if I have enough power to open it. I could just make like 4 biogenerators, or sorry, biomass burners. Fill them with fuel for like enough for like 2 seconds each or something. Yes, okay. But I think I've got a bunch of power burning, or not even power burning, but just like I think I have a bit of capacity anyways, that I don't need to do that. I just gotta double check. Let's see. All right. I've got 180 capacity. We're currently using 84 of it. So, yeah, there should be... No. That's 100 standing by. How much do these cost? I could make 4 of them. The question is, do I have the fuel on me? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Okay. Screw it. Although, hold up. I've got to drop stuff off. Holy moly. That gave me a lot of things that I'm not going to be able to use for a while. Here, have these stators. All of this. Sheesh. You're going to have the power slug too. I probably should go for the research tree first. Yeah, fine, I'll do it. Just because I literally have the resources on me right now.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Understood, Ada. I will try to use and exploit anything I can. If I survive doing so. Okay. Let me go grab that other hard drive. So the way it works is these random crash sites can give you, once you unlock them, hard drives. And the hard drives are used to unlock alternate recipes that can make sometimes dramatically more efficient construction lines for certain resources. So for example, you could get, one thing I'm hoping to get is the cast screws recipe, which just makes screws a lot faster with a lot less resources. Not as valuable at this particular second when I don't have the fucking conveyor belt lines for it, but it can be really nice. It can turn like potentially grinding out resources for 2 to 5 hours into like, oh, maybe just like 20, 30 minutes of having one of those things running. If you get good RNG, this fucking guy needs to die. I'm being a little stingy here. I really should just fucking make a ramp up this. It's just annoying when I know that like I can just make the jump and not worry about it. There. Okay. Biomass burners. We just need to make 4 of them. Maybe? I actually don't even know. I'm pretty sure it's 4. 30 per. No, the wires. Fudge. All right. All right. I was good on everything else. I didn't realize. What I could do, to save myself some seconds, mere seconds. Excuse you, split. Split. I don't know how to take off just one. We'll do this. We'll do this. No, you need the poles. The poles. Fuck it. All right. I need to get my next batch of like 500 plus wires, clearly. Sadly, I cannot do the bunny hopping whilst ascending. Our methods for going fast up will have to wait for much longer. Okay. Thankfully, while this is inefficient and sloppy, I am accumulating wires over here. This is what I do sometimes. I just swap my resources around for 2 full stacks. All right. I'm just gonna do the biomass burners up here. And then not have to like worry about things being uneven down there. Let's see. I think if I hold right click, there you go. Okay, if I hold right click, I can just split the stack like this. Ah! Right click, right click, right click. I feel like there was a way to make it so you only grab like one of a specific resource, but I don't remember. Okay. This should be good enough. I need these hard drives.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
That's okay. You know, you already kind of told me that one, but I accept that you know, as an AI, sometimes you want the humans to be as well informed as possible. You're right, it's on me. Okay, we got what we needed. Got another hard drive to burn. Maybe I'll get lucky and get 2 useful recipes back to back, but for now I will go ahead and stash it over here. What else could I currently get? Probably not much. I could research power slugs, but not my immediate priority. My immediate priority, I think, might be to make an assembler. Oh god, I need reinforced plates to make the assembler to make the reinforced plates. It's a ridiculous world we live in. I might just make the reinforced plates by hand and not even bother with the assembler just yet. Okay, I made enough for this Logistics Mark II upgrade, which I will go ahead and toss in there. And then we have a little bit of extra for the assembler and whatever else I might need. Ooh, I screwed up on the plates, though. That's fine. What did I get with my hard drives?
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Bolted iron plates is massive. It's not immediately useful, but if I can get cast iron screws next, yeah, we might be set. And even if we don't, like, just having that recipe is super useful. So we'll keep that in the pipe. Very useful. Next hard drive. Okay. This is where I get a little punished for not using the, not setting up a dedicated iron plate line. I probably should have had one over here. But it all comes down to Logistics Mark II. When it's complete, the whole place can evolve. Everything can go so much faster, double the speed, quadruple the units, sextuple everything. Well, okay, maybe not that much, but still. I can then start to use things not to their maximum potential. Absolutely not, but at least to the point where I can dismantle all of this stuff finally. No more Mobius strip of doom. Okay. What I can do is... I won't have to do it again. The dirty sin. I will craft some iron plates by hand. Okay. I think... yeah, I should maybe be good enough. Ooh, one off. One off, and then I'm broke. Oh, God. Okay, we'll take that. I won't have any plates. But we'll have potential.
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fixit.
But I want to play on the belts. Hold on, what? I know the belts got upgraded. What else do we get with that? Let's see. We got stackable conveyor poles, and then the conveyor lifts go upgrade with the belts as well. Okay. I also don't really use stackable conveyor poles all that much, but they can also be used as like a form of ladder, or as a way to like kind of keep things a little bit on the neater side in a base. So like it does work out. And now all I have to worry about is upgrading other things. Hold on. So with this, let us start upgrading stuff. We can now get this to actually have 120, leaving it. So now this should be 120 coming out to here. This gets split off, keeps going. This is 30, so this should turn into 90. Turn off 30, keep this at 60, so I don't really need to upgrade these Not really at all. The real problem is then just on this other side, which I will adjust a little bit. And then that should fix that. Here's just a small sample of the things I need to do. But I need to make an assembler. It's time. I gotta make reinforced plates. Which also means I need to maybe use the other vein down here. Sort of, right? Yeah. Oh, whoops. Look at this conveyor pole. Because right now, at least until we can upgrade this, and then it's going to be like 240 per minute, this is already going to be filling up all of these. Should eventually get more on the efficient side as we pull things out. It just takes a while for the backlog to go through. Oh, this wasn't going anyways because it's backing up over here. I guess that works out. Alright, so we need the assembler. We need the assembler, which means it then also needs to receive plates and screws. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Which means my assembler should probably be up here, where the screws are being made.